different color. Just sort of speak to playing NC State.
Yeah, playing NC State, you know that game is going to get chippy. They got a whole bunch of good athletes on that team. Going back to my freshman year, whenever we played them, I was at Maryland. That was a great game, went down to the final whistle, and that's the same thing last year in the bowl game when I was at ECU, went down to the final play. So we know that's how the game is going to go. It's going to be a four-quarter game that we just got to go and we got to execute throughout all 60 minutes.
You've sort of been like an enforcer or having guys back on this team. Where did that come from? Is that just sort of your makeup?
Yeah, that's just kind of the guy that I try to portray on the football field, just somebody that guys can rely on, somebody playing safety, you know that you see the whole field, so just somebody that can see the whole offensive formation and then get the calls to everybody else, all the other 10 guys out there.
Right. But you talked about the ECU game ended in a little bit of a brawl with NC State. The game last year here ended in a little bit of a brawl. What is it about these in-state rivalries, particularly maybe that red that gets people fired up?
Well, you know, just like you said, the in-state rivalries, you know, a whole bunch of guys know each other just from high school or other guys. You know, we just got that familiarity. So whenever you're going against those guys, you just know it's going to get chippy. You got people that you played against in high school. I played against Dalen Smothers in high school, played against him a few years there. So just knowing that we got those rivalries that date back a few years, you know it's going to get chippy going into that game.
How do you make sure it doesn't cross the line? I know against Duke you guys had a key penalties, things that got chippy and then maybe cross.
Yeah, we really just got to keep it in between the whistle. You know, we got to let the game speak for itself, and whenever the whistle blows, just leave it at that. Let whatever you got to do, let your fighting or your talking or whatever you're going to do be in between the whistles and just leave it at that.
You faced DJ Bailey last year. What do you remember about sort of his play? I know Bill talked a lot about just what he can do, but a lot also about the offense around him. What do you remember about seeing him play?
He's an improviser. You know, he's a great quarterback. He's a long guy that can throw the ball. He can run as well. They got a few impact players on that offense. Like I speak of the running back, they got a few impact receivers that we just got to watch out for. But as long as we go out and we compete and we do what we got to do at the end of the day, I feel like we'll be fine. Just going through, watching film. Like I said, I played against those guys a few times, played against them in high school. So just being able to talk to them a little bit about what the experience was like last year, I think bringing that to the game would be good.
You mentioned a lot of the chippiness. Is it something you tell yourself when guys are bickering after a play to make sure you don't get flagged?
Yeah, honestly, that's one thing that I got to work on within my game. I feel like sometimes I can get a little chippy and just let the emotions get the best of me within the game. So that's something that I'm definitely going to work with this week and talk to the guys about, knowing that going to that game, before the game it's going to be chippy, during the game it's going to be chippy, and obviously after the game it's going to be chippy, knowing that we're fighting for a spot to be able to potentially make a bowl game. They just came off of a bowl game win, so just knowing the emotions are going to be flying.
Okay. Yeah, Gavin, obviously the first time with Thad Dixon in the secondary for this Clemson game. What did you see from him, and how's it him back in there?
It was nice just being able for him to bring that energy again. It was great knowing, just being able to see him fly around in practice and then bring that same energy to the game. I feel like that was great. And I also made a joke. I was like, man, maybe we needed you. You was the guy that got the offense going early in the game, so maybe he was just a good luck charm we needed.
Brian? What would you say to people, recruits coming in, or maybe people in your family, about what it was like to play for Bill Belichick this year?
Honestly, I feel like it's just an experience that I'll never be able to take for granted. You know, coming here in January, that was the biggest thing, was being able to play for Belichick, being able to play for my home state again, and just all the things that he's been able to teach me throughout this year, whether that was on the field, off the field, just being able to become a better man, being able to become a better football player and just dissect the game at a different level. I feel like he's really been able to help me with that.
But after some of these games around the country with the flag planting and all those different things, how do you go into it knowing that if you do happen to lose, then you want everyone to just walk away, walk to the locker room? Like, how tough is that to balance, like, not knowing what's going to happen and what to do?
It's tough, you know, because like this rivalry, it goes back, and it's the biggest in-state rivalry of North Carolina. So just knowing that a lot is at stake for that game. I got family members that's graduated from North Carolina. I got family members that's graduated from NC State. So even that's going to be a conversation at Thanksgiving this year or Christmas, like, oh yeah, we beat y'all, I beat y'all, and we just know that that's going to be a big part of the game. And then, like we said, everything really matters in between the whistles. So after the game, whether we win or lose, we just got to be able to respect the game and be able to respect whatever actions we put into the game to require the consequences that came out of it.
That sound good? Perfect. Good stuff, Kevin.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Appreciate y'all.